Woo! Going on, guys? Orange Form coming at you guys today with another video. Today's video, we're talking about another extension happened in Detroit Lions. Extend quarterback Jared Goff to a massive deal. No, you didn't get any of the shoulder clap yet because I'm still on the mend with the shoulder, with the hand clap. And I'm starting to get a little bit better range of motion. But hand claps are kind of out of it right now. But hey, back to what we're doing right here. Jared Goff, second highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now as we speak, $53 million per 4-year, $212 million deal, $170 million of that guaranteed. I'm kind of seeing a little bit on the internet. All the details haven't come out just yet, but I'm hearing, some of the nerds out there, some of those guys, and we love our nerds. They're saying that's about a $48 to $49 million deal when it's all said and done, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, adding those extra years, because he does have 1 year left on his deal, so it's a 5-year deal. It's all going to come back about $49 million. But as of right now, he's a $53 million man, and he's the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL next to Joe Burrow. And I think 6. He's somewhere like 6 on was an NFL average or something like that. Next to guys like Lamar Jackson and Herbert. But as of right now, as per year, it's at least he's number 2 in the NFL. Now, listen, man, you guys know how I feel about Jared Goff from 2021 and on. It was a very rocky road for me. Very rocky road, just for me personally. I was a Stafford slappy. I still kind of am. No Detroit Rams garbage or anything like that stuff, but I was rooting for Stafford during that Super Bowl run. Not when we played him though. Okay, just remember that. But I was a Stafford slappy. I still am. I still think Stafford is a better quarterback than Jared Goff. If I was to put Stafford 7, Jared Goff would be like 8. So it wasn't a big deal. But I didn't like the trade in 2021 when it happened. I liked the picks we were getting back, the 2 first rounders, the 3rd. I did like all that stuff. But I hated the deal, just because I hated the quarterback swap, especially. I was wrong about Jared Goff. I was very wrong about him. I'll never apologize for being wrong about him, but I was very wrong, and I'll always stick to my guns on that. You could be I was heavily criticized on my YouTube channel by lots of people, and I was critical back, against them and against Jared Goff. There was times where Jared Goff had some really bad runs, but there was times where he's been great. He's been a top 10 quarterback in the NFL for 2 years now. 2 years plus, if you want to go back to 2021 at the end, the last 6-7 games of that 2021 terrible season where we won 3 games with the new regime. Goff was fantastic when Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell took over. And in 2022, he was much better. He was great. He was a top 10 quarterback. I think he was 8th or 9th. Then last year, he was the 6th rated quarterback statistically per NFL.com. He was putting up great numbers. And it's okay to be wrong on players. I have no problem with being wrong on a player if he's going to help us out. And Jared Goff has been a staple of this team. He could have. LA Rams discarded him. They threw him away. They did. They threw him away. Everybody was like, he's going to Detroit. He's going to Detroit to rot. He's going to rot there for 2-3 years and he's going to be gone. I was one of those guys that actually thought that as well. I did. I thought, okay, man, we're getting a lesser quarterback. He's a bridge. We're going to find a guy eventually. And all that's done. It's a 4-year extension, 5 if you're counting this year, which you have to. Don't know the details, so I don't know if there's an out in that contract somewhere. I'm sure there is. Goff is 30 years old? He's going to be 29. He's 29, 30 years old. Okay, this contract's going all the way to 2027. Okay, right? 2024, 25, 26, 27, 2028. I think there's an option on the 5th year, so I don't know the ins and outs of the contract yet, but he is getting paid. Now, we can talk a lot of crap about Jared Goff, but like I said, he's done wonders for this team. Is he the sole reason why we're winning football games? No. He's the first quarterback in a long time to do what no quarterback has ever done. That's win playoff games since like Bobby Lane. Stafford tried. He went to 3 playoff games, never did it. But you can't put it all on Stafford. You can't put it all on Goff in the same way. You can't do that. But Goff earned this contract. Now, if it's true, now the $49 million deal is when it's all said and done is real, then it's even better. Is $53 million overpaid? 100% it is. It's overpaid. Nobody should be making that type of money besides guys like Patrick Mahomes. Nobody should. Athletes get paid ridiculous amounts of money. They're all overpaid. But quarterbacks get paid a boatload. Okay? They get paid a boatload. And Goff, people are saying, well, now it's Super Bowl or bust. It's always been Super Bowl or bust. Oh, the pressure's on. Of course the pressure's on. These are professional athletes. You think he's just going to sit back and not try anymore, and he's just not going to care because he got paid? He was already rich. He was already rich, and he was playing the way he's playing. And he got one more deal. He'll probably get another deal eventually if he doesn't retire, because he'll be 34, 35 years old. He could have another deal in place, but there's probably a good chance this could be his last deal. Could be. Never know. But everybody who's anybody knew this was happening, knew that he was going to get re-signed here. I've been making bets with people over the past, I don't know how many months now, since the season last year. I'm like, they're re-signing him. They're not going to let him go, especially if he plays like he does in 2022, which he did, and better. He was the 6th ranked quarterback in the NFL last year. That's stat-wise. Now, he has his flaws, like every quarterback does. But there's more positives to his game than anything else. There really is. Yes, he doesn't run the football. We know that. And it can be bothersome at times. It's annoying, actually, because we're just so used to what the NFL is kind of turning into a running game with the quarterbacks. And that's fine. We got a pocket passer. We got one of the true pocket passers left in the NFL. There's not many of them left. But he's not the reason why we're losing football games. Is he perfect? No, like I said, absolutely not. He's not perfect. He misses players. He missed a big throw in the NFC Championship game to Gibbs. Big one. It's not the sole reason why we lost. I could give you a list as long as my arm on why we lost that NFC game, but we're not going to get into that. There's people that just love to nitpick. But there's some stats there. According to Dan Orlovsky, you remember End Zone Dan? He came on, I think it was his ESPN show or kind of whatever show it was. He said best quarterback in the 4th quarter last year. Best QBR rating. Since 2022, I've seen this online. He's thrown for 9,013 yards. Second. You know who's number 1? Patrick Mahomes with 9,433. Third in touchdowns since 2022, 59. And 6 in QBR. That's what it was, 6 in QBR. 98.6 since 2022. Last year, top 5 in passing yards, number 2. Completions, number 2. Passing yards per game, number 2. And passing touchdowns, 4th. So he's done everything to earn another contract. And listen, man, I have turned the corner on him because I didn't want him here for 2 years, year and a half. 2021, I was like, oh man. And then, 2021 season, you saw him have that good run in the last 6-7 games. I'm like, okay, let's see what 2022 brings. He was excellent. He was excellent. I'm like, okay, they're going to probably end up re-signing this guy sooner or later. 2023, he has a fantastic year. Did he have a run of, 3-4 bad games? 100% he did. A lot of them do. He's not elite. He's not great. He's not even great. But he's a damn good quarterback. He is. And I'm on board. And I think Lions fans need to get on board. Now, what does this do for Hendon Hooker? Nothing. This does absolutely nothing for him. And I loved Hendon Hooker coming here. Loved him. third round quarterback that was probably a first round guy, putting up video game numbers at Tennessee. Now he is here. I think he's here for another 2-3 years, right? Because he sat that 1 year, never dressed. So I think we got that extra year accumulated onto his contract. I believe. I could be wrong on that. But he's here for the next 2-3 years. No, he could be that guy that's going to come out maybe next year, this year, and say, I'd like to be traded. And I would have no problems with that, with him like that, because I think he's a very talented kid. But he's 26, 27 years old. He probably, you never know how open their windows are. Could there be a possible trade in the works for him from another team eventually? I don't think it'll happen this year. I really don't. But it could happen next year. There could be a time where he goes, okay, I just would like to go. Not in a bad way, or I don't think it'll get ugly or anything like that, but I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. But as of now, he is our QB2. I think he still has to earn that. I think he still has to earn that. Sudfeld's on the roster. I don't really see Sudfeld beating him out. There's a couple guys that they look at and on this team right now that they brought in as UDFAs, trial players, whatever. That Patterson kid, Day. I think Patterson's the better of the two. Could he push Sudfeld? He probably won't push. Hooker. But he's a guy to look at as a possible quarterback 2 of the future. As of right now, no. Still got to make the team. But this team, man, they set Holmes and Campbell, they set themselves up for success. And they brought in Jared Goff, who did nothing but put his head down and work. Never complained. You never heard it anyways. Never complained. One step at a time. And is part of the reason why this team is very successful. And I'm happy to have him as my quarterback, man. I really am. It's okay to be wrong on players, man. And I was dead wrong on this guy. I was dead wrong on him because he's been nothing but damn good here. He's been really, really good here. I'll never call the kid great or elite or anything like that. And that's not a knock. That's not a knock on him. Because I think there's 2 elite quarterbacks in the NFL, and I've talked about this before. It's Patrick Mahomes, number 1, and Burrow if he could stay healthy, but Burrow can't stay healthy. So there's basically only one elite quarterback in the NFL. Allen's not elite because he's a turnover machine. He's exciting to watch, though. Very, very exciting to watch, but he's not elite. And after that, Hurts is not elite. I don't think he is. There's one guy, and his name is Patty Mahomes, and he just kills it every year. It doesn't get hurt. Throws tons of touchdowns, tons of yards, wins football games. Okay? But we got a damn good one, man. And don't know the ins and outs of the details of the contract yet. We'll know more tomorrow. I probably won't touch on it until I do a live podcast. But as of right now, he's the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL per year. Per year at $53 million. Number 1 is actually Joe Burrow at 55, which is crazy too. But he's got all kinds. He just needs to stay healthy, that guy. I love Joe Burrow. But anyways, that's it. Talk is over. There's no more. It's Hendon Hooker time. Those are done. People think that Hendon Hooker is coming in to possibly win the starting job this year. Get that out of your head because it's not happening. Goff is our guy, man. For the next 3-4 years, easy, barring some type of terrible situation, like he just doesn't play good football whatsoever in the next 1 or 2 years, or he gets severely injured and his career is in jeopardy. That's the only time we're going to see Hooker. Now, could we see him in some possible, maybe, some gadget plays that Ben Johnson is going to, conjure up somehow? That's a possibility, but I don't see it much. But you never know. They might try to get the kid in the game because he does. I think he does have a special talent. I think he does. But this is Jared Goff's football team. You just re-extended whatever. The 3 guys that has been a big part of this turnaround. Goff, that you brought in through free agency or trade, Sewell that you drafted in the first round, Brad Holmes' first pick ever, and then that same draft, Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round, who's turned into a top 5, top 6 wide receiver. And Sewell's like possibly the best right tackle, could be best offensive tackle in football. He's right next to Trent Williams. You got those 3 locked up. Those 3 are locked up. Those are the cornerstone of this team right now. Big reason why. And I tried to tell everybody that Goff was going to get extended within the last year or so. I had myself convinced after the 2022 season. I was convinced. I was like, if he starts playing like he is or better in 2023, it's a lock. And I just knew from week 1. I was like, okay, they're extending him. It's any time now, but it took forever. What is it, May? You know what I mean? But he got his deal. He got his money. Let's look at the details of the contract, though, because I know some of the numbers scare a lot of people. 170 million is a lot, guaranteed. 53 million scares a lot of people. But when it's all said and done, look at the actual contract, because even with Sewell and St. Brown, 30 and 30, it's actually like 24 and 23 plus or something like that for those guys because of the added years and just the way the contracts are set up. So it's not as bad as it looks. But you sign your stars. You re-sign your stars, and this is what happens. And we got guys coming up. Hutchinson, possibly after year 3. Lee McNeil, if he has a big year, I think could be re-extended or re-signed because he's on his last year. Barnes, you got those type of guys. I don't think Barnes will come back, though. Who knows? But there could be some guys there's going to be some contracts, some big contracts coming up. At least 2 that I know of in Hutch and McNeil. So that's it, guys. I'm talking too long about it. 16 and change, 17 minutes. I appreciate it, guys. Jared Goff in the building, here for another 5 years. At least 3 or 4 of those, for sure. It's good. It's actually a really good show by Brad Holmes and showing loyalty to his guys. That's it. Okay? Appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right, little YouTube button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell up top. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. What are you guys' thoughts, man? California kid staying at home in the D. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. One Pride, Detroit versus everybody. Let's go. Bam.